This is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so I was recording some videos, editing, and guess what happened? Google bought HTC. Or they kind of did. What had happened really is it's sort of a merger or an acquisition for a non-exclusive license agreement with HTC. And it's worth $1.1 billion. And Google gets to basically use all of HTC's IP, as well as all of their hardware and Vive and everything in that world of mobile and VR. So it's a very interesting concept, and I'm very curious to see how it's going to do. Now, the acquisition seems like it's going to go through in the early part of 2018, according to Google and HTC. The other interesting thing is it's Google buying the company, not Alphabet. For those of you who don't know, the Alphabet is the parent company of Google now. So Google basically split off into multiple companies, and the parent company that owns everything is Alphabet. But this is Google doing it. So it's really trying to stick in the realm of electronics in terms of mobile and virtual reality. Now, why is this such a big thing? Well, one of the big things is the 10th anniversary of Android that is in 2018. Yes, 10 years ago, Android came out, the G1, all of that stuff that was made by HTC at the time, came out, and this allows Google to really go all out for this next device. And that's the big thing. So the Pixel 2 is coming out in a couple weeks, and we're expected to get 3 devices from this event. That is the Pixel phone, the Home Mini, which we have images now thanks to Droid Life, I want to say was the first one who did it, and we'll be talking about that on Mobile Weekly, and a new Pixel Book, which replaces the Pixel Type-C, but it actually has a pen, just like the iPad Pro and the Galaxy Tab S3, so that's going to be very curious to see how that works. Overall, I think this is, again, more inclined to see virtual reality to improve the standalone VRs that Google promised it was supposed to be coming out by the end of this year, and we still don't have any specific one coming. So that's the real curiosity that hopefully we'll get on the announcement date of October 4th for the new Pixel and the other products that I talked about. Overall, I'm very curious about this because Google has bought a company before, hardware company, and didn't do very well with it, and that is they bought Motorola. They really didn't buy it for the hardware, to be honest. They bought it for the patents. This was a time when Apple was suing everyone left and right, including HTC, which they came to an agreement with, and they had a patent agreement. See, the reason why I believe that is that this purchase is a non-exclusive license agreement is because of the past where HTC and Apple share patents because of this deal they made a long time ago when Apple stopped HTC phones from being sold. And I believe it was with the One S, if I'm not mistaken, when that happened. And when that happened, it hit HTC hard. And Google saw that this could happen to every manufacturer, Samsung, LG, so they bought the company that made the patents on the original cell phone. So that basically kind of like, Apple, if you continue doing this, then we're going to come to blows, and we have the patents on all smartphones. So you want to claim you have the patent on slide to unlock and all of these other patents, and Google could just say, okay, we have the patent on the cell phone. Do you want to continue to make calls? So that is what essentially happened back in the day, and that's why Google bought Motorola, was because of its patents, not because of its hardware. So in this day and age, though, I feel that Google really got a taste of the hardware market with the Pixel, and now again with the Pixel 2, as well as with the Google Home. I have 3 Google Homes in my house. I love Google Home. I can't wait for the minis to put them in my kitchen and everywhere else that I don't have a Google Home right now. I really love the idea of it, but where I do not know if Google is ready to do is, are they ready to spend the kind of research and development on hardware? Are they prepared to do all of these different things that companies like Apple, like Samsung, like LG are doing? Because Google, first and foremost, will always be a search company, a software company, and that is their base. Hardware has not been their forte. Other companies have made amazing hardware to work with their software. But I'm very curious to see next year the 10th anniversary of Android. What is Google going to come out with if this acquisition goes through? And again, it's planning to go through in early 2018. So by the time that it comes around in October, then it could do it. Not to mention, to be quite honest, I think it has an honest chance of pushing the date up. See, to be honest, I don't think anyone's going to buy the Pixel 2 at that much this year. Why? Because you have the Note this year. Sorry, there's no recalls or anything like that happening to have phablet lovers return a phone and get your Pixel this year. So I believe that is going to hurt a dent in Pixel sales. Not to mention the V30 really brought it this year as opposed to the V20 that I didn't think was that big of a change from the G5 from last year. And finally, of course, you have the 10th anniversary iPhone. So overall, I don't expect the Pixel 2 to do the same numbers that the Pixel did last year. But that being said, this next year they can really kind of have a big change, a grand change, and they can control it. Not to mention that next year, maybe they won't have to wait till October now. Maybe they can actually move it all the way up to July. Why would July be so great? Because then you beat the Note launch, the Note 9, and the Galaxy X launch that'll come out in August, and you beat the iPhone 9 or the new iPhone launch that will be in September. If Google can move to July, that would be the greatest thing. But to do that, they have to have control over all the software, all the hardware, to make sure the date is on time. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think the 10th anniversary has a lot to do with it. I also think that it's a great position for HTC considering the Vive hasn't gotten to the price point where it needs to be to sell, as well as HTC itself has not had a hit phone in years. They've had good phones, they've had a following, but they have not had the hit that they once were. I mean, you think about when they were at once 10% of the cell phone market share, now they're less than 1%. That is a big difference, that is a big deal. HTC still has some really great innovative quality ideas and definitely draws for it, and hopefully Google can bring out the best in it. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. What do you think of this acquisition? I'm very curious to see if there's any other angles that I might have missed. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.